Hello, my name is Jessica, and today I will present my thesis regarding the topic of re-examine early childhood educators' attitudes and perceptions toward Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander perspective in their teaching practices. I will start with acknowledging the Wangal people of Eora Nation as the traditional custodians of the land on which I'm recording this presentation and pay my respects to the elders, both past and present. The term indigenous in this research refers to the diverse groups of people and acknowledging there is no one cultural model that can accurately represent all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples. Regardless of the professional obligation of educators to learn, acknowledge, and respect the history and the culture of Indigenous peoples, lack of cultural responsiveness still evident in the ECEC settings. Therefore, this research aimed to investigate educators' views and understanding of Indigenous perspective through semi-structured interviews and observations. The two research questions that lead this research study related to educators' perception toward Indigenous perspective and the barriers to embedding the perspective. The demographic of participants include a total of 12 participants working across different age groups, had various qualifications, and came from diverse cultural and ethnic backgrounds. All but one participant was female. Through thematic analysis revealed few main themes that correlated with the research questions. These themes are represented as educators' understanding of the Indigenous peoples and history, their understanding of ways embedding the perspective, and the identification of barriers. The core finding related to each themes. First, the study reported 17% of respondents having insufficient knowledge regarding Australia First Nation history, and only 58% of respondents demonstrated a profound knowledge regarding the history and the impacts towards the Indigenous communities. Second, the study reported only 5 out of 12 respondents recognized the possibility of the Indigenous learning can be tokenistic. Third, the study reported multi-layered barriers and highlight limited experience with Indigenous peoples as the most frequent one. The finding revealed some consistency with previous work, which highlight multi-layered barriers that include lack of knowledge and experience with Indigenous peoples, racism and biases, limited knowledge of Australian history, fear of offending, and time restriction that hinders educators to build their competency and confidence. However, to address the gap in previous work, the study investigating the relationship between participants' ethnicity with their attitudes and perceptions toward Indigenous peoples, alongside with identifying various ways of racism can operate in ECEC settings. The study revealed there are connections between educators' cultural backgrounds with their perceptions, as some participants express their struggle to feel related to and advocates for Indigenous peoples and community. Another form of racism that are identified, which the amount of time dedicated for Indigenous learning are inconsistent and not be given the same level of priority as the other learning areas. Therefore, the study suggests the needs of ongoing support and training to address the various challenges faced by educators, highlights the government and education institutional should recognize their role in ensuring the quality of education among educators and teachers. Additionally, the study suggests there is a need for government supports, such as funding for professional development to support services in empowering their educators regardless of their qualification. The following pages are my reference list. Thank you for listening to my thesis presentation. Hope it can be beneficial for yourself and for the field. Bye-bye.